Okay, so here we have the progression of freestyle breathing. We start with kicking on our side, and if you notice, occasionally the head will tilt back. Okay, so this is one of the common errors that will happen, and that will just cause your body to kind of move in a fishtail-like motion sometimes. So we just have her demonstrating the common errors as she goes through the water, kicking on her side. So the bottom arm is out, her body is sideways, a good steady kick. Now she's going to put her face straight back down and then rotate it back out to breathe in. So if you notice, the head is turning right on that axis point as if there's a pole going down through the middle of her head, along through the spine and out between her legs, and that just single rotation, so there's no excess lift or lateral tilting. And then one thing I also recommend doing is breathing out through your nose as you're rotating your face out of the water. Okay, so now she's going to put that arm at her side. Again, tilting the head a little bit to show you those errors. And the head will go back down. And that body is going to be in a nice straight line. So the chin is lined up with her left shoulder. And then now it's lined up with her right shoulder. Because as we go to breathe, your head should be rotating along that axis point. A lot of the times when you feel like it's difficult to breathe to one side, most likely it's because your body's not rotating and you're lifting your head a little bit. So as the drill progresses, now we go to doing it on our stomach. So left arm is out, dormant arm is at your side. You're kicking on your stomach, but when you go to breathe, you just rotate. And you can go all the way to your side at first, and then you just want to limit it where you're just rotating just enough where your cheek is out of the water. Possibly one goggle, so this would be her left goggle, is still underwater. She's kind of on that border. And what this really does is just programs your brain to knowing that as long as your mouth and nose are out of the water, you can breathe in. A lot of the times that we struggle, it's because our brain doesn't think we can, so it will cause us to lift our head. It's because our eyes are above our nose, and our brain will say, hey, lift your eyes out of the water, and that means your mouth is going to be out of the water. Doesn't really work that way though, as some of you may have figured out the hard way. So now we're doing it on the other side, and if you notice, that head turns first and then the shoulders follow. One thing you want to avoid is turning the shoulders first, because what will end up happening is the head probably will not rotate enough, and then you won't get that nice inhalation. And again, she's exhaling just before her mouth and nose exit the water. That prevents water from going up your nose, which again, I'm sure some of you have noticed, is not very fun. Now we're adding an arm pull to it. Okay, so the dormant arm is at her side. The dormant arm would be the left. And she straightens out, starts turning her head and pulling with that right arm. Again, mimicking that body position, where if you pause right on the side, you're going to see that her head is lined up nice and straight with that body. So if you drew a line down the center of your face, it should line up with your shoulders and hips. Now we're breathing to the opposite side. So now she's breathing to the dormant side. That right arm comes in, and as it comes in, that head rotates and the shoulders and hips follow. You can limit the amount of hip rotation you have. You can limit the amount of shoulder rotation. Again, there's individual differences. Play around with it, but one thing you'll notice is as that arm comes in, it really reaches forward and it allows you to get that breath. What you don't want to do is you don't want to drop that arm down, as you see she's doing right here. Okay, it accelerates it too much. Now there will be a natural tendency, your body will, or your brain will try and balance you in the water. So as you go to breathe to the right, you're going to try and press that left arm down. Now, you want to resist that temptation and just allow it to go forward. It doesn't really do much for you, as if you follow these drills, you'll probably realize that you can just rotate your body on your own. You don't need the arm. And then we're demonstrating how to do it underwater. Good reach. As that arm enters, body rotates sideways. Head starts to rotate first. Equal rotation, and there we go. There, we're dropping that arm down, and then we'll see it from the other side. Good rotation. Arm reaches out in front, and as it reaches forward, that allows your body to rotate. Gets a little bit more distance per stroke, and then it starts to drop. Okay, so practice this and give it a test run. Hopefully it'll work for you.